Hi guys, can everyone hear me out the back there? All good? Excellent. Really quickly, my name's Charles. I'm part of the crew at Adventure Entertainment. This is something that I've done, and this is just an intro as to what we do at Adventure Entertainment. So really quickly, show of hands, who of you who are in the theatre tonight have been to one of our gigs before? Show of hands. The reason that my doco, being a little bit of an adventurer, gets shown here is at Adventure Entertainment, we're all about inspiring people, and just normal people who get out there and do normal things get opportunities like this. So we encourage people to get out there and have an absolute blast. A quick rundown on the evening. We're going to run, my doco runs for about 20 minutes, and we'll do a bit of a Q&A. After that, there's a 15-minute pre-roll, which, guys, it's really important because the only way we can do this is with our sponsors and partners. So if you want to watch, have a look at what's going on, or go outside and have a chat to the partners that are out there. They'd love to talk to you. Then we'll show the first half of EOFT. After that, we'll come back and do prize giving after intermission, and then run the second half. So enjoy, and talk to you soon. Thank you. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed watching it for the very first time when I saw it last week on the big screen. It kind of makes a little bit of difference, and incredibly humbling as well. So, anybody got any questions they'd like to ask? Yeah.
Still planning on doing the South Pole trip?
Yeah. No, it's interesting because in reality, in fact, I might have said so in the movie, and then I know we'd spoken about the fact that I'd actually stopped. It's enough, handed over to someone else, and then, the telephone rang. No, this time it was an email, and it was a friend of mine from Estonia who's running the World Ice and Snow Sailing World Championships in February. And he said, come on, we want you to race with us. So I went, yeah, we'll race, and we're going to try and set a world record for there's an aside to this. I mean, if you guys want to do something funky, if you want to do something really funky and stand out there in front of your buddies, invent your own sport. And then go to the Guinness World Records and say, I want to set a Guinness World Record in my own sport. So they gave me this title, which is the fastest, the most distance covered, 24 hours, wind-powered, while snow sailing. So we're going to try that. And then, as things happen, there's a certain beverage company worldwide that have approached about doing something in Antarctica next year as well. So yeah. So there might be an opportunity to do that. So you're long time retired, about 3 months. Anyone else? Gee, guys, this is a tough crowd. Please don't make me ask myself a question because they're really silly.
Ask yourself a question.
Why? Why not? Yeah, go.
Can you steer from inside that?
Sorry, can you?
Can you steer?
Yeah, so it works in the front. If you come down and have a look, you steer with your feet, and then you control the main sheet, and that front snowboard is it just canters up and catches an edge and steers you. But it turns really slow. I mean, it's really good when it's driving. If you try and tack it round, it's terrible. Shocking. Yeah.
Hey, Charles.
Hey. Hi.
Hey, I was going to ask you, I enjoyed the film, thank you.
Pleasure,
When
thank
you're
you.
contacting these sponsors and potential partners, is it hard to convince them you're not crazy?
I'm not crazy.
Do they
No, yeah, you know what? This is something that there are a couple of lovely ladies here from Mojo, just here on my right-hand side. Woo! And they do some real kick-ass stuff as well, and we decided that we'd do some stuff together to look at it from a sponsorship perspective. But the reality is that any one of you out here, if you've got a dream and you want to do something, people want to hear your story, but more importantly, they want to hear stories from normal people. So it's not about being crazy, it's just you've got to have that, it's just being slightly different. There's that edge, stupidity, craziness, just stay in the stupid area, you're good. And that's what people will listen to. So and they tend to buy in. When they understand what you're trying to do, they will buy in, yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
How many of your snow sailors have been destroyed?
2. Yeah, yeah. And they're more like, they were destroyed with an angle grinder than anything, more than anything else. Josh, good to see you. Thanks for coming. Anyone else? No? Yeah.
Did you change anything in the design?
I'm actually leaving that to some guys that really do some kick-ass design work. So I've been, this thing's going off to, it's going off to 888 Racing for them to do some work on it, and then possibly with some guys in Milton Keyes, which kind of gives you an idea who's looking at who we're talking to about doing things. But yeah, there's a lot of things that can change, because I can't do any more than I've done, because I'm not a designer, but you kind of dream things and they just work. So when you go to the snow the first time, you take an angle grinder and a welder with you, and you cut your mast base and you move it back a foot, you move it forward 6 inches, and eventually you find something that works. So the basics will stay the same, but there'll be a lot of work that'll be done to make it a little bit more comfortable and probably a lot more aerodynamic than it is.
Has the design changed much since I was looking at your snow sailor in 2014?
Yeah, oh, huge. Yeah, it's about, really, it's about 100 kilos lighter and a third of the size. So this is, you think about Antarctica and about all these things about will I, won't I, can I, can't I. Things break, irrespective of how much you over-engineer it, how many times you look at things. I worked with these mechanics in Antarctica when we had some problems, and they do things. These Russians just fix things. They keep tractors going. They keep these things going. Yeah, so they do. They keep these things going. They're 40, 50 years old. And then when they stop going, they put them on a hill and they put a radar on top of it and say, don't go there. Okay, it's your area. Wonderful. Yeah.
How safe is that? What if you roll one?
How say? I'll tip it on its side, but if you look at it, so what happens, you've got the mast, which is 4.2 meters high. You've got the sides that are coming out about 1.5. So when it tips at an angle like that, and hopefully you're just stuck there and you're fine. No, it's good. The other thing is you don't wear straps.
So have you ever rolled it?
Yeah, I have, and that was scary, but it was good fun though. And when you come out of it on the other side, you go, wow, gee, what happened there? And am I sore? No. So you don't wear straps. That's a big thing, because you do want to get it. The other thing is, because of where we're riding on ice, frozen rivers, frozen lakes, and if you're wearing straps, and God help you, if you go into the ice, well, you want to get out of there as quick as you can. You want to drop those 2 latches, throw an ice pick out and go. Yeah.
So what's the distance you're trying to cover when you do the South Pole, or is there a maximum distance?
Yeah, so there's a current world record held by this crazy guy from Europe. He managed to use skis and a kite, and he got 600 kilometers in 24 hours. And that's a lot. So we want to kind of beat that. I'm doing it with Adrian, that guy that was sitting next to me in the car with the other guy in that really cracking good green jacket was Adrian Manikis. Adrian's coming with me, and we're going to tag team this. So we're just going to ride it as quick as we can. So it kind of works on the basis that you can ride at 3 times wind speed when you're on the flat in Estonia. So average speed's around about 20 knots. So we should get up to averaging 35, 40 kilometers an hour for the full time. See how we go. And then from Antarctica, it's doing something that has never ever been attempted before. There's actually a road in Antarctica it's a graded road from the South Pole all the way down to McMurdo, the American base. And the wind follows that. So want to try and ride that road. And it's all downhill, which is perfect. Cool. Thanks, guys. Really appreciate it. Now, this doesn't happen without personal sponsors, and I just want to personally thank Marmot for getting on board and doing this with me whilst the next little bit of our adventure. As we kind of get better at what we do, we work with less people. It doesn't mean that we don't care as much. It's just that the opportunities are far greater. And it's great when as you build through whatever you do, say if any of you want to get out there, start small and just grow with it and deliver. Whatever you do, always deliver. Just promise everyone, this is what we're going to do it. And if you say you're going to do it, make sure you do it. And when you go back to them the next time, they say, yeah, not a problem. So thank you. Now, here comes for the main part of the evening. This is this great movie called the curation of movies called the European Outdoor Film Tour. But before we go there, our partners have got some of the most amazing prizes that we're actually drawing tonight. I had a look at the list just before I came up, and half of you have entered. So here's the thing. When you go to the movies, what do they tell you when you walk into a theater? And? Turn your phone off. I'm going to ask you to turn your phone back on. But turn your phone on, log in, and you'll be in the running tonight. There's a $2,500 set of binoculars from, and I've forgotten the name. Tara, help. Swarovski. There you go. There's a drone. There's a DJI drone from Camera Pro. Woo! I see that up there. There's some sunnies from Tonic Eyewear. There's some stuff from Survival First Aid. So please enter. Unbelievable prizes. And on top of that, someone's going to win a Marmot pack as well, which is, it's a tent, a bag, and a sleeping bag, which is pretty awesome. So log in. You've got a chance now to do it. So what happens next is that there's a pre-roll. It runs for about 10 to 15 minutes, which is our advertisers and our partners who have kindly come on board. If you guys want to take a minute to get a drink, this is a great time to do it because we go straight into the next half of the European Outdoor Film Tour, which is really, really, it's awesome. And some of the movies in here are just brilliant. So I got to read this. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's coming. So what we got to do is the first part of the European Outdoor Film Tour is 4 movies. It's Return to Earth, Le Minimalist. There's a special EOFT edit of Nina Williams' Bouldering called Highly Illogical. And then we follow that with Contradiction. Then we'll have a 10 to 15 minute intermission, and then we'll go into the second half of this. At the same time, the guys out the back there from Cycling Surgery have got a wonderful prize that they're giving away 2 of tonight. See if you can catch up with them and have a chat. They'll come up here and tell us exactly what they're all about as well. So that's about it from me. You'll hear from me again in about an hour. Thank you so much.